What Jay-Z allegedly did to Colin Kaepernick needs to be studied by the black community because this is how we keep on getting played. Today, Van Latham admitting that while he was a reporter at TMZ, Rocnation was allegedly calling Harvey Levin, purposely trying to plant negative stories about Colin Kaepernick.
Nicki Minaj's claims about a smear job that Jay-Z had against Colin Kaepernick. All right. I have to say this. I know for sure. I'm not saying it was Jay-Z. I can't say that Jay-Z did anything, right? But I know for sure, that Rocnation was seeding negative stories about Colin Kaepernick during the time that he was really in traction with Jay-Z. For sure.
And now we're going to run it back to look at how trifling it really was. In 2017, when Colin Kaepernick was sacrificing his whole career, Jay-Z was wearing his jersey on stage, dedicating the story of OJ to him, telling him he was the best thing since sliced bread for standing up against police brutality. If you also remember in the song Ape Shit, Jay-Z was also saying, F the NFL. I don't need the NFL. They need me. But not only that, Jay-Z begins to tell people that it's not about Colin having a job anymore. It's about him moving forward with the movement without Colin Kaepernick.
I think we've passed kneeling. I think it's time to go into actionable items. I think everyone knows what the issue is. And we're done with that. Everyone knows what you know what the issue is? You know why we were kneeling? Okay, do you know the issue? Yeah, do you know the issue? Yes? We all know the issue now. Okay, next. Where are we moving on next? And I'm not, again, so to be clear, it's not about a job. It was about injustice. Let me bring attention to injustice.
And as far as I'm concerned, Jay-Z seemed very defensive in this press conference because he knew he was selling out Colin Kaepernick in order to gain his own capital and leverage the black community for his own interests. But back to the smear campaign. Because once Jay-Z became a partner with the NFL, allegedly him and Colin Kaepernick had a heated conversation. And all of a sudden, the news stories start changing about Colin Kaepernick. Jay-Z's now allegedly disappointed with him. People are saying this man doesn't want to be in the NFL anymore. And even Charlemagne, ironically, says exactly what Jay-Z says.
But you know how I feel after this weekend? I don't care. I don't know what Colin Kaepernick wants in regards to football, so I simply don't care. I support Cap in everything he does as far as activism. If he calls me to participate in his Know Your Rights camp tomorrow, I would be there. But as far as what happens to him in the NFL, I don't care.
And we all got glamored. Even Cardi B in 2019, when she refused to do the Super Bowl, when Jay-Z got appointed, said that she thought that Jay-Z would change things and bring Colin Kaepernick back. Jay-Z hijacked Colin Kaepernick's whole campaign. As far as I'm concerned, making Roger Goodell and those white men feel much more comfortable with him than they did with Colin Kaepernick. And it's the same thing he did at the Brooklyn Nets, and he tried to run the same game as far as I'm concerned. Even in the NFL situation, the story came out that Jay-Z allegedly was going to be an NFL team owner. Just like we thought with the Brooklyn Nets and how he got black people caught up in believing into that. And then once he got them on, he went on and sold it and went on to the next thing. And it really appears like he was doing the same thing with the NFL situation. Black people think that he was going to be an NFL owner, that the NFL was working with him to, handle these issues. It's really sad as a community how we allowed the NFL to do Colin Kaepernick after he sacrificed so much just because Jay-Z was attached to it. And they did it to him right in front of us. Right in front of us. Have a good day.